with it. All right, lot to get to, guys, today. We're going to talk with Loudmouth Leroy later in the show.
Oh, goodness. Here you go.
Leroy's at 11:30, and then Robert Smith's going to join us at 12, and then Dave Richard, our fantasy guru, later. We'll look ahead to the Cavs' big game. I mean, it's early in the season. I don't know if it's that big a game, but I think we're all excited.
It's big. It's
right?
big.
Anytime you go against
Darius might play tonight. He's questionable for the game, so he's been
It-
upgraded from out to questionable, right?
Correct. If they win tonight, and the reason I think it's a big game, if they win tonight, I know it's 8 games in, but it puts them in the echelon mentally that they can compete with any team in the East. They lose tonight.
But they already beat Boston on the road.
But that's what, you could do it twice in a 5-day stretch. I think it solidifies. that this
Boston's
team
a
is
proven
good.
playoff team.
First
I mean, let's
of
not get
all,
crazy.
they already know that they can run with anybody
Of course
because
they
they
can.
beat them already, so they know that we're good. It's just I'm interested to see how Karras plays again tonight because for some odd reason against Boston is when he plays his best.
Yeah.
You think about when he was in Brooklyn, he dropped a 50-piece. It was against
Right.
Boston.
And he had that 41 point. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think you can read too much into the regular season because
True.
the playoffs is a whole new ball game. But the thing for me with the Cavs is not that it proves anything. I just think they're a hell of a lot of fun to watch. So I want to watch them play.
Absolutely.
That's all it is for me, personally.
I like measuring wise. Does it mean like they're going to be game stoppers? Does it mean that they're going to be some team that's just going to be a number one seed in the East? No, not necessarily speaking. But you can at least look at the game, watch the game, and say, look, hey, we beat a really good team on their place. We came back. We beat them again at our place.
Yeah.
And now that confidence kind of grows and it is fed to not just Donovan Mitchell, but the younger guys. The younger guys play a little more confidently.
Yeah.
And you look at the rest of the league. Lakers are playing terrible. Golden State is playing terrible. The Nets are definitely playing terrible.
F the Nets.
They done got people fired already.
Wait, you know who not playing terrible?
Who's that?
He's going to say Giannis. Just get it out.
Yes, go ahead.
Giannis.
Giannis.
All right, we'll get
He's
back.
the best player in the league.
We
The Bucks
love
are the best team in
Giannis.
the
We'll
league.
get back to basketball later, guys, and we'll. Tyvis wasn't here yesterday, so we'll get his thoughts on the Browns' win over the Bengals. But obviously, yesterday was the trade deadline. It was on fire. There were a lot of things going on yesterday. Browns didn't do anything. Let's see what Andrew Berry had to say. He met with the media guys, and he talked about why they didn't do anything ultimately. From Mary Kay Cabot, Andrew Berry acknowledged the victory over the Bengals. Blah blah blah. Had a mild impact on their approach to the deadline. They likely hung on to a few guys like Greedy Williams for good depth. We talked about it last week, and here we go. Says he came close to acquiring a player at the deadline, but the compensation package didn't work out. He credited Kareem Hunt with how he handled the past few months. Expects a strong second half, and then he went on to say that, this has nothing to do with that. Okay.
This is a different one, but yes, from Andrew Berry.
Said Deshaun Watson will start the first game. He's eligible December 4th. I don't know why. Would anybody think anything different?
No.
Not at all.
He got 2 questions about it in the press conference. They asked
Really?
him. Yeah.
They gotta
and
cut it.
He was
Somebody
adamant
really
about.
Cut it out.
I guess you can ask the question. That would be insane to start Jacoby Brissett over Deshaun Watson.
He also said, by the way, the one that didn't
Yeah.
come up was they did receive a ton of calls on Kareem Hunt. They didn't get the compensation they wanted in return, so they
now,
decided
do
to
we
hold
know
on
for
to
sure
him.
that he said it, or is Mary Kay is that from her sources that she's heard that?
She was live tweeting the press conference, and it
Okay.
was in the stream of
All right,
press
because she's the
conference.
most connected Browns reporter.
Yeah.
And really, and Jason too, although Jason's not technically a Browns reporter. They're the two most connected, so I was curious if that was just information she had heard. But, he said it there, guys, and we talked about it before the Browns played the Bengals. I think we all kind of thought, hey, if they lose, they're more likely to sell guys.
Yeah.
If they win, you're still, even though it's not, the Browns don't have great odds of making the playoffs, at least you could see the light of it, where you couldn't at 2-6. So, and Andrew Berry, it was interesting that he admitted that did play at least somewhat of a role.
You know what I thought? And it just hit me. You know why I think a strong point why they kept Kareem is because, you go through the season, Nick Chubb can get hurt and everybody be more comfortable if Kareem is in there. Kareem played well. But another thought was Baltimore just acquired Roquan Smith. So them linebackers just got really good. They got 2 guys that they're activating off of IR this week, Ojabo and another guy.
Yeah.
So they're going to be really athletic at the linebacker position. You have to be able to offset that. And if you can put the double backfield with him and with Nick Chubb and Kareem out there, that gives that linebacker group problems. And at this point, you got to find out mismatches and find ways to win games. And Kareem Hunt will be an X factor if they decide to go that route. So I think they looked forward You got Deshaun Watson for the rest of your division games. You'll have Deshaun Watson for the rest of those. And now if you got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb in the backfield together with Deshaun Watson, man, that's scary.
I love the fact that he came out and publicly said that. He came out and said, hey, I commend him for doing what he's done. He did a great job while he was he was on the trade block because it was public news.
Sure.
It was public notice. And so a lot of times...
And he kind of made it public news because he said he wanted to be traded before the year.
Sure
and a lot of times what will happen is fans will say, the one thing that we always jump on is, oh, you didn't want to be here. You didn't want to be
Especially here. Fans
Especially
are
here.
sensitive about that.
They're super sensitive
Yeah.
about whether or not you better say you love it here. You like Christmas ale. You used to root for the Yankees because you grew up there, but now you're a Guardians fan. We be having all kind of hoops people
You
jump
had to have
through.
eaten dog biscuits at Browns.
You gotta be Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, you have to
he's excelling right
This-
He's
now.
all in.
This man's agent is king right now.
But maybe people didn't get as mad as Kareem because he's from here. So maybe that was it.
Well,
but it's not that he doesn't want to be in Cleveland. It's he wants to be a starter, which I think we all understand.
He wants to be a starter. He's
Right.
28 and he wants to get paid.
Of course.
Your running back life is only a certain amount of time. You only
Right.
got maybe 2 times to hit the bag, and he's
Yeah.
obviously
And
he's deserved
and
it.
he
right,
missed
but
the
he's
first
not.
time.
He's not. Running backs are not getting big money anymore.
No, but
Like
you got
Nick
at least.
Chubb, the money that Nick Chubb got is the new standard.
Yeah.
Nobody's like the Ezekiel Elliott contract. That's a disaster for Dallas. I know he's your boy.
Whoa,
dude.
whoa.
He signed 6 years, $90 million.
That,
Nobody.
that was rough.
and he's
That'd be
at
great.
this point he's a middle of the road back.
At this point, Pollard, oh goodness.
Is
Like,
more-
Y'all,
explosive.
listen, we're not doing this. We're not doing
Pollard
this.
is more explosive.
Pollard is hey, I'm
He
just
is.
Pollard got less miles on
I
his
know,
body.
that's the point.
We're not debating that, but he's more explosive.
For
at this
somebody,
point.
listen, if Pollard does it against somebody other than Chicago, if he goes against a great defense and does that,
I mean,
then it is
Chicago
what it
just
is.
shut down New England the week before. Their running game's been great.
Hey,
They don't have a great running back.
Ramondre Stevenson's been phenomenal.
so he's great.
I'm not
he
saying
pretty
he's
good.
great. I'm saying he's been
pretty good.
phenomenal
That's
this
not
year.
the point. We talking about Kareem Hunt. Y'all, I like how y'all trying to slide this in.
No,
there.
but the point is, yes, he is trying to get paid.
Yes.
And yes, nobody's getting that Zeke contract again as a running back, I don't think. Even like a McCaffrey, that type of, like, you know.
even a McCaffrey deal. If you look at
Right,
it,
it's not.
Is that worth it? Like the Panthers, you think about it, the Panthers traded him, and they gave him that big time deal.
Yeah.
For what he gave them production wise,
Right, 'cause he's been hurt until this
it wasn't
year.
worth it.
Do you think that? I think Kareem actually would be better when Deshaun's back.
Oh, he'll be
100%.
Yeah.
Want everybody on the offense to be better?
But I think like he would benefit a lot.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that Deshaun can extend plays and he'll have a guy
No
that he
doubt.
can dump it out to, and he'll be kind of wide open.
Tyvis, that's why I get it. He's 28.
Yeah.
He has, he's a person that is behind Nick Chubb, who's the best back in the league.
Yeah.
But exactly what you were saying, when he gets here and you got Deshaun Watson, now that's going to open up some other different things. And I know you don't want to pay 2 running backs, and you don't pay a running back that's 28, but I'm going to tell you what, if they get him in a position and they using him like they used him last week with Deshaun Watson and RPOs and screen game, you could actually make Kareem Hunt, if you made a position for him where he's almost your second tight end, he's almost your first fullback, he's also your third down back if you put him in with Nick Chubb. That's a lot of dynamic playmakers, but I don't know if they'll do that.
But yeah, I mean, we saw it a little this week. We've seen it a little in Carolina and some other games. But I think I do believe that ultimately, if somebody had made them a good enough offer, they would have traded Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, for sure.
If they had gotten a Christian McCaffrey type offer, and I think Kareem Hunt, while he's approaching 28, or I think, did he just turn 28?
I don't know if he is.
I think he's about to
be
do
28.
Yeah.
I think he's the same type of player as Christian McCaffrey. He's right. He's got a similar skill set.
Yeah.
I think he's being actually undervalued because he's been a backup here for a couple of years.
Yep.
And people, and like he's not really a backup running back. He's just because Nick Chubb's the best.
Yeah.
And by the way, before I was saying everybody's going to be better with Deshaun Watson, except for maybe Nick Chubb, because I don't know if Nick Chubb can be any. I mean, can he be better?
No.
No.
I mean, I don't know
But
that you
it
complain about
it does open up a little bit more. It will open up a lot. If you're running RPOs, that could scare a lot. But I thought of a play just now. Think about this, G.
You're like, okay,
I'm thinking I'm from a defensive mindset. Okay, say they come out 11 personnel, running back, 1 tight end, but you put Kareem as the slot guy. You run the quarterback read with Nick Chubb with Kareem in the slot, right? Pull it, run towards Kareem as he bubbles out. Now, if you in cover 3 or if you in man, you got to respect Kareem going out. So either Deshaun Watson can run it, but you know, when people see quarterbacks run, they drop what they doing. So Deshaun Watson approaches the line, they pick up on him, boom, throw it out to Kareem. That is a nasty play.
That's what the Eagles have been doing.
That's nasty.
Season long. It's
That's
exactly what
nasty.
Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense has been doing to attack.
Yeah, Jalen.
That's hard to stop.
I know it's a little off what we were discussing, but you brought it up. How good has Jalen Hurts been, by the way?
Listen,
he doing his thing, man.
This
they
guy
did it right.
I was like not sold on Jalen Hurts.
I wasn't. I was, but I wasn't.
Man.
Not like this.
Not like this. Not like this.
He's different, man. Like I didn't think he was going to be anything coming out of Alabama, especially when Tua got his minutes. So when Tua came, I was like, okay, well, he might be a scat back. He might have to move the offense because I didn't even see the arm. But then he went to that 1 year at Oklahoma.
And he did his thing.
And he was killing. I was like, okay.
And A.J. Brown doesn't hurt. He's a stud.
By the way, I'm confused. Tennessee. What are you doing?
The only problem with Brown is he had some injury problems in the past, but when this guy's on the field, he's one of the best backs in the league. Best wide receiver.
G. Bush, it's the whole trend in the NFL, though. I mean, the Packers traded Devontae Adams, and they have no one at receiver. The Chiefs got rid of Tyreek Hill. Titans got rid of A.J. Brown. They just think they can draft these receivers and pay them
that's because Justin
and
Jefferson.
I disagree with the philosophy, but that's the trend in the NFL.
Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, they came in and just made instant
Huge
impact. So that was like the thing.
But I think that's more the exception than the rule.
But people, it's like
of the moment.
It was like when Richard Sherman became the top corner in the league. Everybody wanted the 6'3" corner. It's just the new thing to do.
But the thing is, you look, the Titans are still playing well even without A.J. Brown, right? Somehow.
Well, they running the ball.
They ain't going to do anything in the playoffs. But so's Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Chiefs are still good without Tyreek Hill, but so's Miami with him.
Yep.
And in the Devontae Adams case, the Packers are worse without him, but the Raiders suck with him.
I never. Maybe somebody could tell me. I never understood the Devontae Adams move. I never got it.
He wouldn't sign a long-term extension.
So
they didn't. He was unhappy. He wanted a new extension, which I get it. He's one of the best wide receivers in the league. But supposedly they offered him a deal. He didn't accept it. It wasn't enough. And so that's why they ultimately did it.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what, these receivers really add so many dimensions to your offense.
Yeah,
like
they
if
do.
you got that's why even when we look at the Cleveland Browns bringing it back to the Browns, even when you got guys like Amari Cooper.
Who went for a 5th-round pick.
What a great trade by
I can't believe it.
I mean, this guy.
Oh my!
It's the trade of the offseason.
The Bears gave up a 2nd-round pick for Chase Claypool, who's, in my opinion, just an average wide receiver. He's not bad, but he's not great.
Andrew Berry should be investigated for robbery.
I get it that Amari Cooper is getting paid a lot more than Chase Claypool, but Amari Cooper's contract is basically a year-to-year deal. They can get out of it after any year if they wanted to. So it's not that much. But Amari Cooper's so much better than Chase Claypool.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I'm a OBJ guy.
Yeah.
But this is
more effective.
This the production.
He's more reliable.
This is the guy we thought we was getting when we got Odell Beckham Jr. You saw the deep ball. You see how he catches the football. You see how he. By the way, his routes. Tyvis, maybe you can speak to that.
I've been saying it.
Yeah, you have been.
The way he's breaking boys off.
I'm telling you.
He breaking dudes off on he's getting dudes in a phone booth. Like it's 5 yards. He giving them crazy shoulder width, his foot. Even the way he lines up in his stance.
Did you notice? Because when I was at the game, I was watching this very closely. Did you know that Chidobe Awuzie,
who's gone for the year,
was the one checking Amari no matter what?
Yeah.
Because if you put that rookie on Amari, he going for 500 yards.
Yeah, right.
So
Right.
and Cheeto obviously played with Amari in Dallas, so he got to go against him all the time. But it didn't matter, man. Amari is, if you've never seen it, I keep saying, if a corner's never went against Amari, like it's scary to see. You'd be like, whoa.
I would still argue that, as critical at times as I've been of Odell, at his best, he's better than Amari Cooper. But how often is he at his best these days?
At his best, he's one of the best athletes to ever play
No
this game.
At his best.
But you have to utilize him correctly, and for some odd reason, this offense just wasn't for him.
And Amari Cooper, like, again, maybe some of it's unfair. Amari Cooper never has a bad attitude that I've ever known of.
Never.
Odell sometimes does.
He's a
I won't
receiver.
say Amari don't have a bad attitude.
It's the fact that he's smart enough not to say it.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
He's not going to ever
he
come
comes
out
up with his
straight.
hat.
Yeah.
Right, demonstrated. Odell's like, no. I was open on that play.
Yeah.
You know how many times Amari Cooper been open during
Yeah.
the season and he ain't said nothing?
You watch
Mikey
some of them Dallas
McNuggets.
games.
What's
Got a
going
question
on?
for you
You're wearing
guys.
glasses today. What's with the glasses?
I said the
Yeah,
same thing.
my contacts didn't want to cooperate. I got new glasses a couple weeks ago. My mom's been telling me to wear them.
You look
shout out
like
right,
you
you
look
looking
like
sharp.
Clark
to Lucas.
Kent.
Thank you.
Are you rooting for Northwestern this week?
I
Is that
see
why
you,
This
you
is
man.
Northeastern.
I thought it's
Northeastern. My brother went to college.
Yeah.
Okay.
But question for you guys. So the Browns' next game after the bye is Miami.
Yeah.
And we're looking at that 3-game stretch: Miami, Buffalo, Tampa Bay.
Right.
Knowing Cleveland needs to win 2 of those games. Miami made a major move yesterday, 2 really, acquiring Bradley Chubb. Let's take the tag board here, but they got Bradley Chubb from the Broncos for a first-round pick. They also got Jeff Wilson from San Francisco. Do those moves change your prediction? I know we're 10 days out, but does that adding an elite pass rush like that change how you feel about
Is
that
he an
Miami
elite
game?
pass rusher?
He can't. At his best, he was. I mean, he was him and Von Miller was
He's
something.
been hurt a
nasty.
lot.
But he has been
I
hurt.
mean,
if he's a healthy
I
guy,
look at him as a really good player, but I don't think of him as like Myles Garrett or those guys.
He can be effective in the game.
I actually, at the time of the draft, wanted the Browns to take him instead of Denzel Ward.
Yeah, a lot of people
I did too.
A lot of people did.
Well, and this is ironic.
They're both good, and they're both really good players,
and-
even though Denzel's not having a great year.
And he just so happens to be Nick Chubb's cousin.
Yeah, is he?
Yeah,
Is he
for real.
really?
How I didn't realize
I didn't
that.
know that either.
Yes, he and Nick Chubb are cousins. And it's crazy because Nick Chubb is so silent. He's never spoken about it. He's just like, oh, yeah, it's just.
I can confirm. G. Bush is right.
Yeah.
Bradley is the younger cousin of Nick Chubb.
Yep.
It's a fact.
There's a lot of talent in that family.
It is.
Where were their parents? Like, neither one of their parents played sports?
I don't know. They're monsters.
How do you have that talented, two ridiculously talented kids?
monsters? Like,
How about your Bradley Chubb? Like, you're really good. You're an excellent NFL player, and you're, like, successful. You were top
No,
5
their
pick.
dad was an NFL player.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's
who's
the
that?
here's the Wikipedia
Go ahead.
family life of the Chubbs.
The Chubbs.
This
Sounds
is
so
quote
funny.
from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Chubb's brother, Brandon Chubb, played college football
Whoa,
at Wake
which
Forest.
Chubb's brother?
This is Bradley Chubb.
Okay.
Bradley Chubb's brother.
Bradley Chubb's brother.
Brandon.
And Nick Chubb's brother played football at Air Force. Or
Okay.
went into Air
I
Force.
think I
But
knew that.
So
But
they
go
Bradley
ahead.
Chubb's brother, Brandon Chubb,
Yeah.
played college football at Wake Forest, signed as an undrafted free agent with the Los Angeles Rams in 2016. Their father, Aaron Chubb, was a late-round draft pick of the Patriots in 1989. Bradley Chubb is the younger cousin of Nick Chubb, who played for the Georgia Bulldogs and was drafted by the Cleveland Browns 30 picks after Bradley was drafted with the 35th overall pick in the second round of the 2018 NFL Draft.
All right, but Nick Chubb's dad didn't play, as far as we know.
I'm looking at it now.
But that's
yes.
obviously a very talented family. Right?
Anyway, yeah.
that's a lot of. That's like the math.
But like my point was that Bradley Chubb, you're like this excellent football player, you had great college success, drafted high, and you're not even the best player in the family.
No, that's
His
crazy.
father. Okay, we got Nick Chubb's update. You ready?
Yeah.
This is the Chubb family tree here.
Yeah, I like it. I like you saying the word Chubb.
This
over
is
and
what
over.
we call. This is what we call an iceberg on the internet.
Yeah, this is the rabbit hole you fall down.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick Chubb's older brother, Henry, played cornerback at Troy University.
Okay.
His other brother, Zach, played defensive back at Air Force. His father played at Valdosta State. And his uncle Aaron was a linebacker for Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he hit the lot. He
That's
was
just good genetics there.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
a good athletic family.
Yeah.
His
That
mom
might-
probably played like some other
she
sport.
Probably,
They say
she probably
she
played
probably
volleyball. She's
Yeah.
6'1".
Track star or something like that. But
Yeah.
but the way
Go ahead.
I think this Bradley Chubb thing does, it has a little bit of an impact. You know, he'll still have to learn the playbook and stuff like that.
Right.
So it won't be an immediate. But at the end of the day, he's a pass rusher, and he's going
Right.
to be on the side probably of Jedrick Wills, who's hasn't been doing great. I mean, he
Yeah.
has times where he looks bad. So he'll probably win a couple of those. I think you have to slide the protection that way a little bit. So I think that in that aspect, when it comes to protection,
it makes them better.
Right.
But if you were going to pick, like, we're a long way from the game, but like, if I was going to pick the Browns to win, I'm not going to now. Oh well, they got Bradley Chubb.
No, heck no. He ain't that type of
Could
guy.
he end up making a difference in the game? Sure.
Absolutely.
He makes a big play, forces a turnover, and could make the difference.
They said that Denver has, and for the past couple of years, a trade from Denver has ultimately led teams to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
You think
Von
of
Miller.
Emmanuel Sanders went to 49ers, they went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Von Miller last year goes to the Rams, they go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Could Bradley Chubb be that guy for?
Well, you know, when you talk about Chubb and being a defensive end, the thing that you hate as a defensive end is a team that's balanced. Right. Like it's a running game and play action slows down all pass rush guys because you have to play the run. I can't be up there on 2nd and 3 being like, oh, I'm guessing.
Glad you brought that up because it leads me to a point about the game on Monday.
Yeah, let's get to that. We didn't get your take.
I think it's one of those things that you see they opted to sit Perrion and have another Isaac Rochelle came in as the guy to be in the game that week. And they went with 4 pass rushers a lot of the times on that. And it's easy when you're going against a team that can't run the ball that well because you know they're passing it. And if you got some of the best pass rushers with Jadeveon Miles, and now you add in Alex and you add in Isaiah Thomas, who actually made a sack, then it's easier for those guys. If you think about the best teams in the league, you think about Miami, you think about Buffalo, you think about Tampa Bay, which happen to be the next couple of games coming up. They are heavy pass teams. So that gives us
Kansas City too.
It gives us actually a good shot if they run in those 4 guys in there, especially if they can handle being that defensive tackle. It gives us a good shot to be in the game because pass rush changes an entire game, and I think that's what we seen from this last game.
And the interesting thing is the other great running back, right? You know, you think of in the AFC, Derrick Henry. Well, their team's one-dimensional the other way.
Right.
Yep.
Because they can't throw the ball.
Yeah, you got to be beat.
Who's there? Can you name a wide receiver on the Titans?
Robert Woods.
Robert Woods, right.
Woods.
But he's been awful. He hasn't played. He hasn't done anything. I think he's like washed up. They got Treylon Burks, who they drafted.
He's hurt, I think.
But he's been hurt.
Yeah.
He hasn't played.
They ain't nobody.